We're joined now by a man who's going to be on the stage Wednesday night, New York City Mayor Bill de Blasio. Thanks for joining us this morning, Mayor. I want to get to the debate in a second, but first, your reaction to this series of tweets by the president over the last 24 hours.
Look, this president is trying to distract people from the larger reality of this country. So he uses a racist appeal. He uses a bait and switch. You've watched him for a long time. I've watched him for a long time here in the context of New York. There is a con man reality of Donald Trump. It's a classic bait and switch maneuver every time. The real issue in this country is that working people are stuck economically. There's tremendous frustration out there in working America. That folks aren't getting ahead. They think the next generation is actually going to do worse than they did. What Donald Trump has done is actually given away the store to the folks who already have a lot. He literally made the rich richer with those tax cuts for the wealthy and corporations. He wants to keep attention off that. So with a racial appeal, with a constant controversy, with something that we all go chasing after. Democrats do it as much as Republicans, media, everyone goes chasing after those tweets. He keeps the attention off the thing we should be talking about.
Democrats counter that.
Democrats can't fall into the trap. And sometimes, bluntly, George, we are too much. I'm someone who does believe there should be impeachment proceedings, for example, but I don't think we should obsess about it. The best way to impeach Donald Trump, the way I want to impeach Donald Trump, is at the ballot box. That's what I intend to do. And to talk about the issues of working Americans. Look, Democrats lost in 2016. Why? We should be asking ourselves this question. This is really what these debates should be about in Detroit. Why do we lose and what do we do differently? Well, I say it's simple. We stopped talking to working people. We lost their allegiance. A lot of them stayed home. Some of them migrated to Trump. Why? Because the Democratic Party seemed to be the party of elites, not of working people. The Democratic Party became the party of NAFTA, and I'm fearing that's going to happen again. There's too many Democrats ready to vote for a new NAFTA. The Democratic Party did not seem like the party of labor unions, the party that would fight for the working man and woman. And so we lost the allegiance. A lot of people have been with us for generations. We can't let that happen again.
Isn't that the pitch that Joe Biden is making?
Here's the problem with Joe Biden, and I respect his public service, but Joe Biden needs to back up that warm, folksy rhetoric with action, with a vision that will actually help working people. This week, I put out a Working People's Bill of Rights. I said we need to do things like guarantee card check neutrality so it's easier to get into a union. I said we need to make sure that folks in the gig economy have benefits and wages that are protected. We need to make sure folks can't just be fired in this country without just cause, which is the truth right now. We need to do things like ensure a $15 minimum wage and paid vacation days. Every country in America, every country on earth, every major country on earth provides paid vacation days as a matter of law. Doesn't happen in this country. We're going to pass a law in New York this year, 2 weeks paid vacation for every working person. Those are the kinds of changes that say to working people, we're on your side. What I fear about Joe Biden is here's a guy who voted for NAFTA. Here's a guy who told wealthy donors not much is going to change for them when he becomes president. He's got too much of a track record of being part of the status quo that actually Americans don't want anymore. They want to break out of that status quo. And Donald Trump, very artfully, I got to give him credit, artfully is keeping attention off that central issue. Do you want a change in your family's life, in your economic reality? Do you want something different? Or are you going to accept a status quo? Most Americans do not want the status quo. Donald Trump actually doesn't want that conversation. I fear Joe Biden is not well positioned to have that conversation.
You face a practical problem. You broke through it. You were able to grab some time in the first debate. You have another debate coming up, but you're far short of the polling thresholds and the fundraising thresholds to make it into the third debate. So is Wednesday night your last chance to break through?
George, look, that first debate, you're right. I was able to get a lot of information out. I talked about putting working people first, and it got a really strong response. There is something powerful and democratic with a small d in what the DNC has set up here. The people are going to get to decide in the polls and with those grassroots donations. And I say if people believe in the message I'm putting forward, go to BillDeBlasio.com and help me stay on that debate stage. It's literally going to be people voting with their feet. If they do those small donations, they're going to decide who gets to debate in September. So I believe this is going to be one of those moments of truth where I'm going to be able to present a progressive vision that's actually been put into action. Look, in New York City, we've done pre-K for every child for free. We've done the $15 minimum wage. We've done paid sick days. We're giving those 2 weeks paid vacation to every working person. We're literally guaranteeing health care for anyone who does not have health insurance. These things are happening in the nation's largest city. My good opponents, and I respect them, They're going to have ideas, they're going to have position papers. I'm someone who can say, I've actually put these things into action. And I think people at this point in history, they want action more than words.
You're going to tout the experience in New York City. You recently said that President Trump won't be welcome back in New York after the presidency. What did you mean by that?
George, I was speaking from the heart. This is a guy, not only did he lose New York City overwhelmingly in the 2016 election, this is a guy who's created tremendous pain and division in his own city. There are so many people who feel affronted and hurt and degraded by what the President of the United States has said and done. He has to understand this is a place, if he comes back to it, he's going to hear the anger and the frustration of people. He doesn't understand the very people he theoretically grew up with. But look, he's a child of a millionaire. I don't think he actually ever understood New York City to begin with. It's real life. But think about that. Think about going back to your home and no one wants you there. That's the reality he's going to face.
Mayor de Blasio, thanks for joining us this morning. We'll be watching Wednesday night.
Thank you, George.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.